Scenes of devastation unfolded across North India this week. Floods swallowed entire towns. Landslides buried pilgrims. Highways were torn apart by raging rivers, from the sacred hills of Vaishno Devi to the tourist lanes of Manali and to farms in Punjab. Relief teams battle rising waters as terrified families cling to rooftops and rescue boats. Our report brings you the terrifying scale of destruction that engulfed vast stretches of North India.
Streets swallowed by water. Bridges collapsed into roaring rivers. Homes, shops, and highways reduced to rubble. Heavy rains, cloudbursts, floods, and landslides wreaked havoc in North India this week. From the shrine town of Vaishno Devi to the tourist streets of Manali, the fury of the skies had rewritten the landscape. At least 34 pilgrims lost their lives when a landslide thundered down the Vaishno Devi route in Jammu's Rasi district. The yatra was suspended. Rescue teams dug through mounds of debris where once stood rest shelters and food stalls, and grieving families waited in silence. Elsewhere in Doda, a cloudburst ripped through villages, killing 4 and sweeping away homes. In Jammu, cars floated in torrents where highways once stretched. Terrifying images of vehicles tumbling off the Madhopur bridge surfaced as it gave way under the current's might. In Himachal's Manali, the Beas River had roared into the town itself. Multi-story buildings crumbled into the floodwaters. Shops vanished in seconds. A mini truck was seen slowly sliding before disappearing into the brown surge. The horrifying story also repeated in Punjab. The Ravi River overflowed and breached its banks in Amritsar district. Entire areas near Ajnala, along the riverbanks, were submerged. The Indian Army undertook a high-risk helicopter rescue in the flood-hit region, evacuating 3 civilians and 22 CRPF personnel from a building surrounded by raging waters. In the national capital, New Delhi, and the NCR region, skies turned gray. An orange alert flashed across the city, accompanied by lightning and gusty winds. Traffic crawled while airlines warned of delays. Climate change had blurred the line between natural monsoon and human-fueled disaster. This was not just rain. It was the story of a Himalayan belt under siege. Rainfall records were shattered in decades. Rivers once worshipped now raged with untamable fury. And villages that had stood for centuries were wiped out in hours. Even though relief camps multiplied, but nature's scale dwarfed human effort. The skies refused to relent, and forecasts warned of more downpours. This was what climate change looked like. Rivers rose beyond control. Hills crumbled without warning. Cities gasped under floodwater. And lives, ordinary lives, were swept away in the blink of an eye. The visuals from North India were not just of floods. They were of a region in despair, and a future that grew darker with every storm.
As Trump's trade war rattles the world, all eyes turn to Tianjin, host of the SCO summit. Prime Minister Modi makes his first visit to China in 7 years. India's policy of multi-alignment faces its biggest test. Will the outreach to China open the door to a new partnership? And will talks with Russia add weight to India's stance against trade wars and tariffs? Catch Vantage live from Tianjin.